Citizens of certain countries, when they are planning to come to Canada as tourists, would need to apply for visitor's visa, also known as a TRV. Once the visa is issued and they enter in Canada, they are allowed to stay here under visitor status. So is visitor visa and visitor status the same? Let's find out. So the TRV is an actual counterfoil that goes into your passport. In simple words, it's the sticker. And what it does, it actually allows you just to enter Canada until the expiry date that is set on your visa. It can be single, which will allow you to enter Canada just once, or it can be multiple, meaning that you can leave and come back to Canada multiple times. Most of the times, you will notice that the expiry date of the TRV will be the same as the expiry date of your passport. In other words, your visitor visa will never be issued beyond the validity of your passport. So, for example, if your passport is valid for the next 5 years, your visitor visa will be issued for the period of 5 years. If your passport is valid for the next 10 years, your visa will be issued for 10 years. So the useful tip here, if you notice that your passport is expiring within the next 2 years and you're planning to apply for the TRV, we recommend that you renew your passport and apply for your visa after that. Once you cross the border and enter Canada, the regular TRV will allow you to stay here for up to 6 months. Sometimes the officer at the border may apply discretions and allow you to stay here for a longer or shorter period of time. If you would like to check that the special conditions were applied in your case, please look for the stamp in your passport. If there is no stamp, that means you're allowed to stay here for 6 months. But if there is a stamp, look for the date. It will tell you exactly for how long you can stay here in Canada. If you are willing to stay here for a longer period of time, you can always apply for the visitor status extension from inside Canada. Often when visitor visa is issued for 10 years, it is mixed up with another type of TRV named super visa. Super visa is only issued to parents and grandparents and has slightly different application requirements. So if you have not specifically applied for that type of visa, but your visa is valid for the next 10 years, most likely it is a regular visa that would allow you to stay here for 6 months. However, if you did apply for the super visa, it will allow you to stay here in Canada for up to 5 years. So to summarize, the TRV is an actual counterfoil in your passport that will allow you to board the plane and to come to Canada. And the visitor status is what allows you to stay here in Canada for up to 6 months if it's a regular TRV and for up to 5 years if it is super visa. I hope this video was useful for you. However, if you still have any questions, feel free to ask them below this video. It was me, Angela, regulated Canadian immigration consultant, specially for any visa immigration.